not mad for these, though.
Last but not least, we have a story that is viral trending online. So the individual that you see before you is apparently a local Detroit rapper who goes by the name Dank DeMoss. Her real name is Deja Blanding. I believe I am saying that right. She spells it Dajua, but that seems like Deja is how you would pronounce that. But I could be wrong. But the reason why she is trending is because she is, plus size is the term that is being used to describe her. She's not plus size, she's obese. There's a difference. There's a difference between plus size and obese. They're not the same. This woman is obese. She is. And the reason why she is trending is because she was refused service from a Lyft driver because of her size. The Lyft driver was saying, "Hey, man, you're too big for my car. Wear and tear on my tires. I've been in this situation before, so I know how it is. So, I can't really let you into my car because, the wear and tear, the damage. Usually people of your size, they'll reserve a Uber XL." And the girl is like, "Hey, I've been in cars smaller than this. What's the big deal? Why are you doing this?" So now this Lyft driver, or Lyft rather, is being sued on discrimination grounds because her attorneys are arguing that she was discriminated against because you cannot discriminate on the basis of weight. That's one of the parameters under which, if you elect to not give somebody service, you can be liable. You can't do it. Race, gender, and weight is also a part of that. Can't do it. And so now this is a story that's making waves as a result because the Lyft driver isn't being called out for being rude or disrespectful outright, but it is generating a bit of a back and forth in the internet discourse, with people defending him, saying he has a right to do that. And, who is she to sue him for this? And other people saying, how dare he discriminate against her on the basis of weight? What a hateful, cruel world that we live in, so on and so forth. So this says plus size influencer and rapper files suit against Lyft alleging weight discrimination. Lyft has been sued by a Detroit woman who claims a driver's decision to cancel her ride was an example of weight discrimination. The woman in question, a self described plus size rapper who performs under the moniker Dank DeMoss, recently spoke with regional outlet Fox 2 Detroit about the incident, alleging that she's previously ridden in cars smaller than the one at the center of this recent incident. In phone captured footage included in the report, DeMoss, real name Deja Blanding, is heard saying, "I can fit in this car." Meanwhile, the driver, whose face is blurred in the Fox 2 Detroit version of the clip, but not blurred in the version originally shared by DeMoss, apologizes to her and informs her that she will not be charged for the canceled ride. The driver points to several issues when explaining his decision, including the size of his vehicle and the wear on the car's tires. He's also heard saying that he's been in this situation before, advising that a larger vehicle should have been requested. "I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings," DeMoss said of the incident during her interview with Jessica Dupnack. So I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to play this news story. And we'll just go ahead and play this clip here, which kind of gives us the gist of what's going on.
Have you been in cars that size before?
Yes, I have. I've been in cars smarter than that.
Deja Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires,
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
Every day.
Yeah, I say it like that.
They can't fit in your car.
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL discourse.
You know what? I don't never have to order an Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough. Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, It really hurt my feelings.
It looks like Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car.
Oh shit,
In my car, or Muslims in my car.
bro! That's straight out of
It's
Boondocks,
insane.
bro.
A lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can. I really want people to see like what we go through as bigger people, you know.
Damn, man.
All right, that's enough.
Oh,
So is there anything else worth reading in this article?
crazy, bro.
DeMoss's legal representation is arguing that being turned down for a ride in this fashion is illegal. Lyft unequivocally condemns all forms of discrimination. We believe in a community where everyone is treated with equal respect and mutual kindness, a Lyft spokesperson told Complex on Tuesday when reached for comment. Our community guidelines and terms of service explicitly prohibit harassment or discrimination. So there you go. There is the corporate PR speech from Lyft. What do you think about this, bro? This is an interesting one. Weight discrimination for ride sharing. My first time ever hearing of anything like this. But what do you think about this?
This, I mean, first of all, again, that news segment was, I mean, it's almost like a parody, bro. And the world we're living in right now, man, you know, I feel sorry for her. You know, I empathize with people, like, because her obesity is an outward display of what's going on, you know, mentally with her. And so, you know, I empathize with people who struggle with mental health. And you know, obesity is a reflection of struggling with mental health somehow, some way. So there's a degree of I feel sorry for these people. But, you know, at the same time, you know, there's so many ways that it can be combated and, you know, you can get help. And so in this context here, man, where, you know, she's just trying to do her thing and go to the watch party. Nah, man, like smaller cars can't take it. Now I used to be a professional driver. I drove taxis. I did Uber and Lyft. But when we drove taxis and stuff, man, you know, I used to rack up during game day. You know, they said max capacity was, I forgot how many people they said in the back seat. I think they said, hey, man, 4 people max in the back seat. And I'm like, man, I can fit 6 people in here. Man, my thing was packed to the brim like sardines they were in that back seat. And you know, the frat kids like, hey man, we got 2 more people. I was like, throw them in. Yeah, throw them in, bro. Let's go. And so I would do that. And I would think that, you know, the cab company was just being extra. You know, I thought they were just being extra trying to stop me from making more money. But I had did that one weekend, bro. I had like 6 people in the back seat. I'm driving regularly, you know what I'm saying? But I feel the car low.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh shoot. So, you know what I'm saying? We reach our destination or whatever. And I ain't think nothing of it, but I was really riding low for the rest of the day. Then they do weekly inspections. Man, they inspected my whole back axle situation or whatever. They was like, yo, what happened back here? What's going on? I was like, I don't know, man. I got it like that. And he's like, well, you didn't mark it on the thing? I was like, well, I didn't know that was a thing. So, you know what I'm saying? I got away with the, you know, the ignorance card. I didn't know. All right, shoot. I just rented it out like that. But, you know, from there on out, man, I really obeyed the nah, man, because, you know what I'm saying? Because cab company going to make me pay for the repairs. Because I sat there and I damaged their car, breaking their rules. So now this is his personal vehicle in a Lyft. Now, if he said he's been in a situation like this before where he had somebody that was a little, you know what I'm saying, larger, that his car can't take it. And I was like, well, little Honda Civic, man. So he know what's going on with his thing, and that was going to stress his vehicle, you know. So I think that the drivers should have the right to decline. And that was good advice, man. Hey, man, get an XL because we both see what's going on here. And so just get an XL. I'm sorry and drive off. So that guy did everything that I would have done, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So now would I have declined her? Probably. Now I picked up big people before, but I don't think as big as her. And that's no shade or not trying to be weird or anything. I just, you know what I'm saying? That's you say, oh, well, I don't think she weighs as much as 6 people, or you know, but this is condensed weight. So this is all in one area. You know, if it's 4 people sitting in the back seat, that weight is evenly distributed. So, hey man, this is unfortunate for this young lady. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate for this young lady, man, but I don't see anything wrong with the decline. You know, I know her feelings were hurt, but she always gets her feelings hurt. That doesn't make it okay. But you know what I'm saying? But you can't go around suing every time you get your feelings hurt because of, you know, the circumstance you're in. So but you know, that lawyer looking like an ambulance chaser.
Yep.
You know, that's why I started laughing when he popped up, because I'm like, you know, this guy was just showing up like, you got a case.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the kind of guy he was.
Yeah.
So that was the parody part about all of this, amongst others. But what are your thoughts, man, on what's her name?
Deja. Her real name is Deja Blending.
Yeah,
And her rap name is something DeMoss.
Oh yeah, Dank DeMoss.
Dank, there you go. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Dank DeMoss getting declined for being a little too large for the Lyft?
Before I speak on her, let me speak on the lawyer first. So I've talked often about pre and post George Floyd world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this lawyer represents another aspect of post George Floyd world. This guy is an opportunist. There are attorneys out there all over the place who are looking for the chance to be a civil rights lawyer. Like they can't wait to represent somebody who was wronged by some form of discrimination, because that's just the general tenor of our culture nowadays, is constantly being on the lookout for who's been discriminated against, either on the basis of race, gender, sex, and now apparently weight. So, you know, if you can connect enough jagged dots and make a case that somebody's been discriminated against, these lawyers are salivating at the opportunity to represent a case of that nature because they want to curry that kind of favor. And that is a machination of this post-George Floyd world that we live in which you have all of these opportunists running around out here looking to make a name of themselves off the backs of inequality and discrimination, because everyone everywhere is being discriminated against and being victimized by some form of inequality. And it's very leaky, oily, used car salesman feeling to me. Just slick oil sale, just a snake oil salesman feeling to it. I don't like it. But he's one of those guys, just an oily, greasy wannabe civil rights attorney. That's what that guy reeks of to me. If it was before 2020, he would have told that girl, sorry, but you don't have a case. The driver has the discretion to be able to do what they want. Sorry. Post 2020, it's, yeah, you may have been discriminated against. Let's figure this out because that person's a hater and you've been hated on. Let's seek some damages. So I just wanted to get that out of the way and say that, because I find that to be disgusting, but it's going on everywhere we look. Where, as you put it, these ambulance chasers are currently looking with a fine-tooth comb, trying to find every instance of discrimination that they can to leverage for their own personal gain. Now, when it comes to her, hey, look, man, vehicles have a capacity limit. Cargo vans have more capacity limit than, passenger vans, which have a greater capacity limit than pickup trucks, which have a greater capacity limit than SUVs, which have a greater capacity limit than passenger vehicles. Cars, vehicles do have a weight capacity limit. They do. And it becomes ill-advised to take on an amount of carrying weight that exceeds the capacity limit, because yes, it can potentially cause wear and tear on your vehicle, whether it's tires or any sort of other mechanical maintenance, right? So on the basis of that and that alone, I would imagine there is no case here. Because if Lyft is being sued on the basis of weight discrimination, I would imagine all Lyft has to do is get somebody who's an expert and experienced mechanic, somebody that they can employ to inspect the vehicle for its weight capacity limit. And if her weight exceeds the capacity limit of that person's car, then there is no case. The second thing that I wanted to bring up is that's that guy's personal vehicle.
Exactly.
It's not a company car. Like, he's a freelancer for Lyft. He's not a W-2 employee. He's a 1099.
Right.
So what are we talking about here? See, that's my point with this whole thing. This, to me, and situations like it, have less to do with the actual means by which you have a chance to win the case, and have more to do with just stirring up noise. Just make noise. Let's make as much noise as possible so that we can get the court of public opinion on our side, make the evil, greedy corporation of Lyft look bad, and maybe we can get some sort of damages paid out to us in the process. But the win to us is going to be the court of public opinion. That's going to be overwhelmingly on our side because we're dealing with somebody who was discriminated against. Discrimination is just one of those buzzwords. Discrimination, hate speech, racism, all of that. Buzzwords to get people riled up, get people talking and mad at the evil corporation. That's that person's personal car. Unless Lyft has a policy for drivers, and maybe they do, I don't know. But unless Lyft has something explicitly spelled out in their policy, which says you cannot refuse service to a rider even if their weight exceeds the capacity limit of your vehicle, right? Unless there is something that is explicitly expressed in Lyft guidelines, I don't see how there is a situation here in which discrimination is going to be proved to have taken place. So the best that you can hope for is forcing Lyft to bend the knee and creating said policy, where it becomes a part of their rules and regulations that even if your personal vehicle has a weight capacity limit that is exceeded by your potential rider, you still have to allow them service. And if that's the end goal, then maybe they can make that happen. Because nowadays, when it comes to all of this equality, discrimination, BS mumbo jumbo that they got going on out here, a lot of these corporations tend to bend the knee. So maybe they can force them to bend the knee. But as it stands on its face, to me, it seems like a lot of hooting and hollering, a forced sit-in to get some kind of results-driven measure that you seek, some sort of a designed outcome. But I probably would have done the same thing as well. You know, maybe I'll stay with her while she makes a call for another ride. I can stick around just so that she, you know, isn't just standing out in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll do something like that. But if I am driving a Prius,
that's what I'm saying, bro,
and my Prius has a capacity limit and your weight exceeds it, I feel as though I have the grounds to refuse your service. So, you know, this is not me grandstanding saying, hey, lose weight. I can go that route, but I'm not going to, because I feel like when it comes to this particular topic, that's not my place. But I feel like you're requesting a service.
Right.
And that service isn't guaranteed. You know what I'm like? I don't know, man. Like, if I go to a restaurant that sells burgers, that means they have beef in the back. But if I want them to whip some of that beef into a larger piece of meat to sell me a steak, maybe they can probably refuse me and say, we don't sell steak here, man. You're gonna have to go somewhere where they sell steak. Or, I know that that's not the perfect analogy, but you
Yeah,
know what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's one of those situations where the best, I feel as though the most likely result from this is going to be a situation where these rideshare applications are going to be forced to implement some kind of a policy where you can't refuse service to somebody,
Which
even if
would be
they're waiting.
insane. Which would be
I agree, but I kind of feel like that's where we're headed, where that's what's going to be the resolution. They're going to bend the knee that way, and these forced inclusionary measures, unreasonably so, are yet another sign of how post 2020 has sort of put us all in the twilight zone of anything goes, and we're going to blame and cast aspersions for anything just so that we can get a desired outcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And this lawsuit is kind of like the Drake lawsuit, because she's not suing Kendrick Lamar, the driver. She's suing UMG Lyft for this. And it's like, why are you suing Lyft? But Lyft is the guy who put this guy on, but this guy's an independent contractor. This is his vehicle.
She's suing Lyft because
But he
Lyft.
declined.
Yeah, right. So she's suing Lyft and not the driver. And yes, the driver is an independent contractor, a freelancer, a 1099. He does not get a check cut to him by Lyft. And that is a very important detail that people need to keep in mind. But she's suing Lyft clearly because Lyft is the corporation that can pay her out.
That's what I'm saying.
She wants to get money. This has nothing to do with symbolism or weight discrimination. All right. She is opportunistically using this to get paid out.
Right.
Period. That's it.
And my thing is, and that's the thing. That was the part where when I first started, I was like, man, people suing for any damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So you can literally put yourself in a position where you're in this position, then try to do something that smaller people would be able to do freely. Can't do it, then blame weight discrimination. Like, we can do that? Is that a thing? We can do that? Like, even for larger people, they have to buy 2 seats on a plane. Like, that's a thing. Like, you got to buy 2 seats. You're not going to be able to, well, I fit in this seat before. Look, ma'am, you're going to have to sit in 2 seats. You know what I'm saying? So it's a situation where that guy driving his little, because I saw the side of that car. That's like a little Honda Civic, man. That thing ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to be able to handle what's going on here. So, yeah, man, as a driver, I would decline people. It took me a while to realize to eyeball who I should decline. But I would decline people that needed rides. But at first, I was just picking up any damn body. I just wanted the money, or whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm saying? I'll share a real quick story, bro. It was just one day I pulled up to this guy's house. You know what I'm saying? He looked a little like he was struggling a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to judge this man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was a white dude. I didn't want to judge this guy. I was like, all right, bro, just get in the car. So he gets in the car. He tells me where he wants to go, and I start driving. And like some seconds later, bro, I smell fecal matter.
Oh no!
I smell fecal, and it's not like old fecal matter. This is like active fecal matter.
Oh my god!
And I'll go like, wait, what is going on here? So I'm like, but me at the time, bro, I was like, look, bro, just make your money, bro. Like, I was just trying to make my money. So I'm like, let's just take this guy down here because this is like a $40 ride. So let me just take this dude down here. It was like $20 to get there, so he would have to spend $20 to get back. So I'm taking him $20 to his location. And I'm like, bro, this is unbearable. I'm rolling out all the windows. He didn't care. He's just sitting there like nothing's going on. So I finally rolled him. I take him to the bank. He wants to go to the bank and go to the ATM and withdraw money out. Mind you, I picked this guy up at a house. So I didn't pick him up at, some random. So I picked him up at a house. He came out of a house like this. So he goes to the ATM and the smell is worse. I'm like, did he shit in my car? So I look back, I didn't see anything, but then I look at him at the ATM, his pants, it's like he's been sharting in his pants, and it wasn't one shart. This was This was a series. And he's been wearing the same pants. So I go, what the hell? I said, I don't need the other $20. I said, you're gonna pay me right now, bro. First I asked him, I was like, bro, did you shar on yourself, bro? So I said, bro, he's like, what? No, I didn't do it. I was like, yes, you did, bro. And you sharded in my car. So I said, hey, bro, I said, I don't need this other $20. You're gonna pay me the $20 it took me to get here, and you're gonna pay the it's like a fee that they charge for like damaging the vehicle. I said, and you're gonna pay me the like $80 whatever fee. And he was like, what? No, I'm not doing that. So he was just standing on business on me. I was like, bro, I'm calling the cops on your ass. I called the cops on him. Cops came out there, they could not believe it. They was like, holy shit. I was like, what the hell? It was like, you're gonna have to pay the man. They made him go to the ATM. You know what I'm saying? He gave me $100. He gave me $100, and he gave me $120. That's what it was. 100. Yeah, 120 because it was 20 to get there, 80 for the cleanup, and then $20 for the ride back or whatever. And I should have charged them more, but yeah, bro, I had to sit down. I had to clean the shard out of the car. Needless to say, I turned that thing in for somebody else to drive. But you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, horror stories from beyond the grave, man. Those were wild nights driving for the cab company. But I say that to say is that I went through enough situations where I had to eyeball, like, this is not the ride I want. And then once you did enough rides, you realize that this ain't worth the money. I don't care what they're paying me. I'm not doing this. And so this driver, he's been around apparently. And he drove enough to go, look, I'm not going to pick you up. Look, I felt sorry before, did it, had to take the L. I'm not doing that again. And he has every right to do that. So, yeah, man, shout out to bruh standing on business. Tisk to that ambulance chasing ass lawyer.
Yeah.
He needs to get out of here. He's the worst person in this whole thing.
He is, yeah. He is. That the attorney is the thing that annoys me the most, for sure. Yeah. I can't stand these guys, man. And they want to feel good about themselves and they want people to like them. And he's a white male, right? Who is the most, white males in today's world are the most talked about, scrutinized, made fun of group of people. Not because more people aren't talked about more than white males, but because it is vogue, it's cool, it's socially acceptable to denigrate white males. Because of the times that we live in, it's seen as a form of comeuppance for past grievances. So it's acceptable to be able to make fun of, disrespect, talk about, badmouth white males. And he's one of these white males who wants to, he wants to flip the script and be viewed as a person who's one of the good guys. And I've seen these guys before, man. And so they are ambulance chasers through and through. And they look for every opportunity they can to take on some kind of a case or some kind of a project so that they can look like they are fighting on the side of righteousness. And it just reeks of snake oil salesman to me. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. He is just, you can tell, bro, he is salivating at the opportunity to look like the guy who wants some sort of a judgment on behalf of this young black overweight woman who was wronged by the system.
I mean, he was glad he was on TV.
Yeah. He can't wait. He can't wait to be able to do it. He can't wait for that opportunity. And yeah, he's the one who's the biggest problem to me in this whole situation. But yeah, moreover, I mean, look, bro, you can call it weight discrimination. That's a new one to me.
Yeah.
If you like, what happens if a bellhop, like, you get on an elevator at a hotel, elevators have weight capacities, right? So, there are still some fancy hotels where there is an employee who works and operates the elevator. I remember me and my family, we went to New York City for a vacation a while back, and the hotel we were staying at in Manhattan, there was a person who rode the elevator with you, pushed the buttons and blah, blah, blah. So, I'm pretty sure it is within the purview of that individual's job to be like, you can't get on the elevator right now. You're going to exceed the weight capacity. So you're going to have to wait. At that point, are you being discriminated against for that? So this opens up so much gray area, but in this loosey-goosey everybody's a victim world that we live in now, I'm pretty sure you can squint your eyes to find some kind of a way to suggest, yeah, they're discriminating against you. Let's open up a case. So that's the part about this thing to me that's annoying, because when's the next one? When's the next instance of this? We just gonna keep pushing the envelope. Pretty soon everything's gonna be discrimination. It's ridiculous.
And that's why when you try to sign a lease somewhere, or you try to do something or whatever, these things be so thick and dense, because they just know that somebody's gonna sue for something. And then it's stuff in there you go, well, I will never think of that. Somebody did.
Yeah.
That's why it's in the damn lease, or that's why it's in the damn contract. And so I don't think there's many places that's out here that have something in their books, probably, for weight discrimination, but it might be a new wave.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it might be a new wave of people out here like, hey man, they made me use 2 chairs and it embarrassed me. It's like, well, man, how else were you gonna sit down? You know what I'm saying? So if we start doing that, yeah, I'm suing for pain and suffering.
Yeah.
It's like, you didn't make her sit in 2 chairs.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, look, man, we're not doing this.
Slippery slope. Yeah, slippery slope for real.
We ain't doing this, bro. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. This is slippery slope territory through and through. But what are you gonna do, man? That's where we are. We live in a very social anarchic, deregulated, anything goes, highly litigious. Everything is litigious. Everything is everybody looking for the next opportunity to come up. And being litigious is one of those ways that people look to come up.
Mhm.
And I'm not trying to bash on her for her weight or whatever, but we all have to deal with certain things. And I would imagine people who are of her particular body size have to deal with certain things that others don't. And ride sharing is one of them. You have a unique experience that you have to adjust to given your body type when it comes to ride sharing. I mean, we all have this stuff to deal with. Like, what if the driver would have said, what if it's a 7-foot person? You can't get in here, bro. You're too tall. What is that? Height discrimination?
Yeah, we doing this?
Yeah, like I don't get it. Like, where is the line with this stuff, bro? It's stupid.
Hey,
and
man,
I would imagine that that's happened at some point. Somebody who's 7 foot tall gonna try and do ride share in a Corolla, bro. It's like, you're tall as hell, bro. The driver might be like, hey man, you might need a larger vehicle. You need
I
a
fit in cars smaller than this. I don't want to hear that shit, man. Get out of here.
Yeah, dude, go get you a Suburban or a Tahoe. Like, you're a 7 foot tall. Oh, what are you gonna do, man? That's what we got, man. A world of complainers and lack of accountability. So
Unbelievable.
Good luck to this young lady in her journey to prove that she was discriminated against, and good luck to Lyft for being for attempting to show that such was not the case. Good luck, because I would imagine that they are going to have to bend the knee in some kind of way. But what can you do? On that note, we are going to go ahead and close out this week's stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in. JV Wins, Dogon SS, another fantastic addition to the Conscious Approach channel on YouTube in the books. Check us out on Instagram at Con Approach, CONAPPROACH. Check me out on Instagram at JVWins, JVWINS. Of course, we are now available in podcast form. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. We are there. If this is your first time catching wind of what we like to do here on this channel, please leave a comment, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and continue, if you are so inclined, to support our brand of logical content. As I always like to say when we close out each of our videos, think for yourself. Don't be a group thinker. Do not submit to groupthink mentality. Have a mind of your own. Unplug from the matrix. Take that red pill. Live your life. Do your thing. Everybody stay safe out there. Be blessed. And don't let anybody confuse you or have you think that you have been discriminated against just so that you can get a little check.
Unbelievable. And the name is Dogon SS. And you can find me on Instagram at Dogon_SS, on YouTube, DraftKings, MySpace, Facebook. What else is out there? I don't know. If there's any type of social media platform, Dogon_SS, that's who I is. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you send a like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is over there. And as I say on every pod, guys, all right, don't be too high, don't be too low. Keep it calm, keep it chill, keep it player. And don't let anybody get you off your pivot. So until the next time, my people, more rings than Robert Ory. We'll catch y'all on the next episode.
That's right. RIP to the Jimmy Butler era of the Miami Heat. It is officially over. It is officially over. And good riddance. We cannot move on to making this trade happen soon enough. So,
hey, bro, it's just business, bro. It's just business. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to everybody out there. We will catch y'all on the flip side. We will see you later. Peace.
Peace. Go Cards. Yeah. Hell yeah.